Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. A little bit different video today. I wanted to just kind of share some of the ways that I have adjusted my savings and budget in order to be able to invest in Wealthsimple Trade if you're following on this channel, but also Wealthsimple Invest. Now, if you've been watching the channel, I shared a little bit of my investment journey, and up until this point, you can check that out on my channel page. It'll be there. It'd be great to have you watch. If you aren't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. We'll get to the chase. It'd be great to have you follow along. Now, a few of the things that I have done, and the biggest one is just before March 2020, which was kind of when everything seems to change, is I had actually switched my diet, and I went to a low sodium diet, and that meant not eating out at restaurants. Heavy sodium, not good for the diet. So what I did is started cooking from home, and nothing prepackaged. It's just all fresh, wholesome food, cooking from home. That I discovered you save a ton of money by not eating out and by not buying prepackaged stuff and not buying basically crap at the grocery store. No more pop, no more chips, that kind of thing. You still have to have some guilty pleasures. Mine is popcorn, but I have it without salt, so not quite as good, but that's my one thing. That has saved me, though, I would say over the course of 2 years, a substantial amount of money that's allowed me to put into investments. Another thing I did cut out is I cut out alcohol. I have it very rarely now, maybe Christmas, holidays. I might have a glass of wine or a beer in the summer, but never like I used to, which partly is nice because I lost a lot by changing my diet and not drinking alcohol. I lost about 40 pounds, which is kind of nice, feeling a lot better. And the alcohol thing also saves a ton of money. You'd be surprised if you look through your bank statements and you're always going to the liquor store or buying things like that. That can really add up. So what I'm doing is that goes into my savings, and which is kind of nice. And you can see that really grow over the last couple of years. Another thing I changed is this is more of a budget thing, and I don't go to I shouldn't say don't go, not very often is go to coffee shops. So what I do is I'm fortunate enough to work from home. I make a nice French press coffee, keeps it really simple, and I don't spend the money that it costs to go through the drive-through or something like that to pick up a $3 coffee. That being said, I like coffee. I won't skimp on buying coffee beans, but what I have found is the best place to buy coffee beans is on Amazon, of all places. And my favorite brand, I will link it below so you can check it out, but a lot of times you can get it for a pound of coffee for about $10, whereas in the store it will cost you closer to 15 sometimes. Some is on sale at the store, it's 13. So if you keep an eye out for a good deal, you can save a ton of money by skipping that morning Starbucks and putting that money into your bank account as well. So on that note, working from home, I was fortunate enough, I transitioned to work from home actually prior to March 2020. The job that I work allowed me the flexibility to kind of work from wherever anyways. And I used to think that I had to be in an office. So I actually rented an office and worked out of there. And about 3 years ago now, I switched to working from home. So I actually saved my monthly rent by paying for that office, which was kind of silly in hindsight that I paid it for so long. But also the biggest change I noticed with that is not having to commute. I didn't have a big commute to go to the office, but it was enough to add up, especially with gas prices. I mean, gas was never cheap, and I was spending close to $2,000 a year just on fuel for the car. Now, some of that was obviously weekends and summers and going on road trips and all that kind of stuff, but huge difference. By working from home, I'm spending well under, during 2020, I remember looking back and not traveling so much, only a few $100s for the entire year. So it saved wear and tear on my car. It saved money, put money in my bank account, which was really nice. So I don't know everybody has the option to still work from home, but that's maybe a way that you can save some money. Maybe you can work from home a few days a week to cut down on the commute. And with that, like it said, it's just kind of all these little things add up. You're not driving to work, so you're not going through the drive-through to pick up coffee. You're not picking up a quick lunch at a drive-through. That saves money in the long term. Now, another way, this all kind of relates back to work from home. You don't have to spend a lot of money on clothes. So if you've watched my videos, you kind of always notice I'm wearing the same jacket. That's because I really only have this one that I wear at home. Keep things simple, wear t-shirts, wear a pair of khaki pants, and that is it. You don't have to buy and spend a fortune on clothes. It's kind of interesting. If you aren't going out a lot as much, for work. You don't have to spend a lot of money on clothes. You just have to look good from, with the chest up on the Zoom. So that's been really fortunate. I haven't had to buy clothes for quite a while now. And actually, back on the flip side of that, I had clothes that I couldn't fit into before I switched my diet that I'm now able to fit into. So it was like a win-win. Now, another way I've managed to save a little bit of extra money is with credit cards. Now, it always says don't use your credit card, but I have all my bill payments set up to go to my cashback MasterCard. Now, the one I have is from Tangerine. It's a no-fee one. You can look, there's probably most banks will offer a no-fee cashback MasterCard or Visa, that kind of thing. The one I like from Tangerine is nice is if you have it go to deposit into your Tangerine savings account, your cashback amount, what you can do is you can have a bonus. So 2%, you get, I think 1% on all purchases, but you can get 2% on certain things, and you can choose those categories. So what I have is one of them is reoccurring bill payments. You'll get 2% cash back on. So it makes things easier. You have all your reoccurring bills come into one place. You pay that one bill instead of having to go all over the place to pay things. You'll get your 2% back in your savings account at wherever, I'm using Tangerine, so it pays me a low amount of interest. In the savings account, it's a high interest savings account, it pays nothing, but I can take it, every couple months or so and put that into other investments, which is nice. And it doesn't cost me anything on the credit card. It's free. So if you have a credit card, double check that you're not getting an annual fee. There's no point in paying really for an annual fee for an Aeroplan card, that kind of stuff. It just seems like, I think, a waste of money. You're better off getting a cashback card, taking advantage of the cash back. That being said, I don't use my credit card very often. I really just use it for those reoccurring bill payments, or if there's something online I have to get with a credit card, like Amazon, for example. What I do use instead is something called ShakePay. And if you're in Canada, I learned this from another YouTuber. Hopefully she's watching. Candace, I found this on your channel and actually signed up. It's a cashback, it's a Visa debit card, but it gives you cash back in Bitcoin. It's kind of interesting. So what you can do is you can actually do an e-transfer to it. It's from your bank, so it's like a prepaid Visa card, and you can use that as a tap on your phone. If you're buying gas or something that you would normally pay cash for, you will get cash back then in Bitcoin into your ShakePay account, which is kind of cool. Right now it's 2%, but at odd time they have bonuses. It was 4% over the holidays. So that little bit adds up, puts it in save some Bitcoin on there. You can also convert your Bitcoin back to cash if you wanted to do it that way. But that's kind of a great way to do it. It also has a feature that you can, if you shake the app each day, you get a little bit of Bitcoin for free, 20 cents, that kind of thing. So you shake it every day, and each day that you continually do it, as long as you don't miss a day, you'll make more and more and more and more. So I think I'm actually up to about 70 days on my ShakePay, which is kind of cool. I think I get about 25 or 30 cents, depending what the price of Bitcoin is on there. So I will leave a link to ShakePay down below. You can sign up. Even if you don't buy crypto, maybe use it for your Visa debit to get the cash back in crypto. But there is a code down there. If you add $100, I think it is, you'll get $30 back. It shoots me $30 too. Always appreciated, but not by no means necessary. But link below. That is one of my kind of quickest way to kind of save some money and get some money in Bitcoin. With that as well, because you're not using your credit card, you're a bit more. What I find is you're a bit more, you're realizing a bit more what you're spending, because you're transferring your money into that card, so you kind of know how much you have and how much you can actually spend. Now, kind of the last way I save a bit of money is I pay myself first. Now, I work, I work a full-time job, so I have paychecks coming in, which is always great. But what I do is I have automatic withdrawal set up on my Wealthsimple Invest in order to take a small amount every week. I have set up to do weekly deposit into my investment account. Now, I really wish that Wealthsimple Trade had this feature to take money into your account. I think they do now, but they don't actually buy actual stocks. So you can set up automatic deposits with your trade, but it just puts it into your cash account. I'd like how Invest actually takes it as invests it, because that kind of takes a lot of the emotion out of the investing. That's the biggest thing I've learned with Wealthsimple Trade is there's still a lot of emotion in there, because you have that cash, you want to use it to buy that stock, and you're worried, is the price up, is the price down, and it kind of can cause a bit of stress. So if you're newer to investing, I would go that Wealthsimple Invest route, have it automatic deposit set up to go right into either your TFSA or RSP, or just even a straight savings account there. That way, the investing is kind of done for you. You would choose your portfolio. If you haven't checked out Wealthsimple Invest, check it out. Super simple, works pretty good, especially if you're new to investing and don't want to go on your own to invest in individual stocks. The money would go in and it gets invested into your portfolio at the day it gets sent to that account. So it makes things really simple. You're continually investing, and what they say is time in the market is better than timing the market. So chances are, if you actually look at it, my Wealthsimple Invest accounts are actually doing, better than my Wealthsimple Trade. But again, Wealthsimple Trade can be a little bit more fun to kind of play around with and invest in different things that you wouldn't normally be able to do with a robo-advisor of Wealthsimple. Now, one of the last ways I have started to save money and be able to invest in this channel and also my Wealthsimple Invest is I have a side hustle. Now, if you've been on and watching this channel from the very beginning, one of my very first videos, I did mention that what I do and what I'm doing in this channel and this challenge is taking the YouTube revenue from a YouTube channel that I have and adding it to my Wealthsimple TFSA trade portfolio. Now, the channel's grown a lot since then. I know a few people had commented and were asking me about my other channel, and I will link it down below so you can check it out. You'll definitely see you'll learn a lot more about me on that channel. I basically I started that channel years and years and years ago, but more focused probably in the last 2.5 years or so. It's grown quite well, which is pretty awesome. It's pretty neat. So check that out. If you are thinking of kind of doing a YouTube channel, I know there's a few people that are watch this channel that have channels and have finance channels. One might recommend I have, if you're starting a YouTube channel, it's a great way to make a side hustle. You'll be surprised on the amount of money you can actually, extra money you can make on that, which still blows me away. But what I would recommend doing if you're starting a channel is don't just start a channel for the hopes of making money, because YouTube is hard. You'll find that out as soon as you start making videos. You have to be very consistent. You have to post on YouTube a lot in order to get the traction that you need in order to get monetized. Now, to get monetized on YouTube, you need a minimum of 1,000 subscribers, but you also need 4,000 hours of watch time. So it does take a little while for a new channel to grow. This channel, not even close to that. But my other channel, I've been monetized for just over 2 years. So I was able to put what I kind of decided to do. Part of this challenge was, instead of blowing that money on things that I don't need, is try and invest in and save for my future, so that it's kind of a side hustle transferred into and savings on that, rolled into this channel. So check out the channel. It's basically what I would recommend if you're gonna, like I said, have this channel, is do something you're passionate about. Don't just do a channel for making money. Change your money. Maybe this is what I've basically done, is turned a hobby of mine into a channel, and has a great community on that. So you can check that out. I won't give any more info or plugs on my other channel, but it'd be great to have you if you're into it. If you're into what it's all about, you can check it out and follow along there as well. If you do follow and go over there, leave a comment on one of the videos and just say hi, I found you from this channel. It'd be great to have you there as well. That's it, everybody. There's a few tips. If you have any tips or tricks in order, how you save, or things that you budget, that kind of thing, to save extra money every month, leave me a comment down below. Share it with everybody else. The community that's growing here is pretty awesome. This was a bit of a long video, I know, but if you've made it this far, aren't subscribed, it'd be great to have you follow along. I always like to say subscribing is free. It'd be great to have you join in. Comments are great. Make sure you do check out those comments down below. Some of the community comments here are really worth reading. Thanks a lot, everybody. We'll see you all in the next video.